Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Trying to safety squeeze. Here comes Jones. He'll score. The throw to first is in time. There are two down in the inning, but the Guardians get that run back that Baltimore had just scored to make it 6-3.
Out to right field. Driven back. Flying out of here. Cal Raleigh. Home run number 39. Ties Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in first 5 career seasons.
Maybe more than that. Going to split the gap. Couple Pirates coming home. Horowitz again with a hit. 2-0 Pirates.
Fly ball center field. That's well hit. Rafael is going back toward the bullpen. Gone! Home run, Kyle Schwarber. It's the second one of the inning for the Phillies. They now lead it 4-0.
Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Hello, Alliance. Hello, Stark County. Hello, Northeast Ohio. Hello, world. Welcome in to the studios on Smith Avenue here in the Carnation City. Sam Bourquin here and Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. And welcome in to the Wednesday edition of the show. Training camp underway in Berea today. New Cleveland Browns alternate helmets have been dropped today. If you want to see the latest pictures of those, go to Facebook, AM 1310 WDPN. Check those out. Just posted those about 15, 20 minutes ago. What do you think of those? Browns are going to practice at 4:25. That's their official first practice time today, 4:25. New helmets dropped today. Just about everybody is rolling as far as NFL training camp is concerned. I think there's still a couple of teams that don't go maybe until tomorrow. Everybody else, the gates are open. We're ready to go. The 2025 NFL football season just about ready to go. Of course, it'll all start here in Canton coming up here at the end of the month. The Chargers and the Lions will play in the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Tickets still available if you want to grab some of those. ProFootballHOF.com. But the big story, man, the Guardians are 50-50. After that 10-game losing streak a couple of weeks ago, they are back to 500, 50-50. How about this? How about how this shakes out? Home, 24-24. On the road, 26-26. They've won 3 in a row. They are now 9 games behind Detroit in the division. The Tigers have lost 2 in a row. They're 2 in their last 8. Huh? Guardians also shaved another game off their deficit in the third wild card spot. They are now 2.5 games out in the wild card for that third spot. Trailing only Tampa Bay and Texas. What is going on? Do you believe this team can get in there? I know this may sound crazy. I don't think that they can. I just think it's too much to overcome. Do you think there is a shot that Cleveland could catch Detroit in the Central Division? Just yes or no? Remember, at one point we were down, I think, 15, 16 games in the division. We are now 9 games out. It's a tall ask. It's a big order. I get it. But hey, the schedule you have coming up, 2 more against Baltimore. Then you got Kansas City. Then you got Colorado. You got 2 more series with the White Sox. You've got the Marlins coming up. This is your opportunity to make some hay. Here's the first thing you got to do. You got to, when you have a 10-game losing streak, you got to fight, scratch, and claw your way back to 500. You got to get there before you can start even thinking about anything else. Because people just look at a team, they look at a record that's under 500, and you just don't feel good about it. It doesn't even look good on paper. You see the win column, you see the loss column, and if you're not at least at 500, you just don't. There's just not a good feel. You don't feel good about the situation. So here we are. Here we are in the 23rd of July. We're 9 games behind Detroit. Okay. 2.5 out of the last wild card spot. Every day that this happens, every day that we come in here and we enjoy your company at 3 o'clock, every day we come in here after a Guardians win, and maybe after a loss by Tampa, Texas, Angels, Twins, you're getting closer and closer to, hey, maybe we should buy. Maybe we should buy, and maybe we should not think about selling. Don't kid yourself. If the Guardians would go, let's say they go 7-3 in their next 10, which is very doable with the teams they're going to play. And let's say Detroit goes completely opposite of that, and they go 3-7. Now you got this baby down to 5. And I was telling some of the folks in the lobby today, if a week from today you somehow, some way got this thing down to 4, for the division, man, you better go all in and you better make something happen. Because now, with 60, you would have about 50 games left. You would only be out of the division race by 4. You better do something. Don't you dare run up the flag like you did a couple of years ago, and don't you dare sit on the sidelines. This team, they will have worked their ass off to get the 4 games out. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but in case it does, you owe it to the team, you owe it to the fans, you owe it to everybody involved to do something. Give yourself a couple of extra whacks at it. We know how hard it is to get over the wild card hump with all the teams in front of you. Remember, on any given day, the last couple of weeks, Cleveland would have had to leapfrog 5 teams. Well, today it's only 2. Could be 3, could be 4 by the end of the week. Could be 1. But just remember that wild card presents some difficulties. You got to play more games. You've got to win another series. If somehow, some way you could go get that division and be the king of the hill, now you let everybody else fight it out during that wild card round. Then you come in, you're ready to go. You're at home, you're ready to go. And you went through this a year ago. So it's not new. It's okay. Well, maybe we should have expected to be here, which is unbelievable to me because of what they did. trading away guys, slashing payroll a year after they went to the American League Championship Series and really duked it out with the New York Yankees. They didn't add to this team. They didn't spend any money. They slashed payroll. They shipped out Naylor. They shipped out Jimenez. If somehow, some way, they would find themselves back close to the top of the division here, man, I don't know. I may think about giving Steven Vogt Manager of the Year again. But let's just say they don't catch Detroit, but they do get into that wild card spot. And again, who knows who your opponent could be? There's still, I say there's a lot of baseball to be played, but not a ton. Not a ton. We got 62 games to go. And with the deadline coming up on the 31st, that'll leave you with 54 games to play. Then it's a sprint to the finish. But man, if you could get really hot and Detroit could go cold again. I know that's asking a lot because they're 2-8 in their last 10 now. They have hit the skids big time. They just came off of a 6-game losing streak a couple of days ago. Now they dropped 2 in a row again. The Pittsburgh Pirates got them. Sometimes you got to let yourself dream a little bit. But as long as you get back to that 50-50 mark, you're 500. Now you've given yourself a chance. You just feel better. When you don't have a losing record, you just feel better. It looks better. The vibe is different. And you had to work very hard to get there. You imagine what would happen after we had that 10-game lose streak if they would have went to Houston and they would have lost 3 more in a row or lost 2 out of 3. But it all started there against the hottest team in the American League at that time, which was the Astros. Houston, by the way, still a pretty good baseball team. They're 59-42. They lead Seattle by 5 in the West, Texas by 7.5. They've won 3 in a row. But the Guardians went in there and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, thank you very much, took their lunch and went home. You got 2 more with the Orioles. Then you go to Kansas City. Kansas City is reeling. They're 49-53, 5-5 in their last 10. They're going the wrong way. They were playing pretty good ball, but now they're going the wrong way. So we'll see. We'll see where we are. I said we'll see where we are in 7 days. If you can shave the division deficit down to 5, don't you owe it to your team, your fans, your sponsors? Don't you owe it to everybody? Maybe push those chips in a little bit and see what you can do? Or do you think that they'll do what they did a couple years ago when they were hanging in there? They were right there. They were on the precipice of maybe winning the division. And they went and they went in the corner and sat and turned off the lights. Boy, if they do that this year, that will send a terrible message to everyone. So what do you think? How are we feeling today about the Cleveland Guardians? Back to 500. Now I think you've got a very sweepable opportunity coming up here against the Orioles the next couple of days. They're going the wrong way too. They're 44-56. Not playing well on the road. 4-6 in their last 10. Yeah, you could be 52-50 going into Kansas City this weekend. Now you're feeling good. That would give you a 5-game win streak. You know they're looking at the standings. They're looking at the wild card. They're looking at the division. They're checking the scores. Of course they are. We all are. Just give yourself a chance. Put yourself in a good position. Jose Ramirez last night, bam, another home run. Playing great in the field. Had a squeeze play last night. You heard that in our show open today. Got him a run. Little guards ball last night. Stealing a couple bases. Pitching was very good again last night. You know, for the exception of Tanner Bybee lately, the pitching has been pretty doggone good. Pretty doggone good. They only had 7 hits last night, too, by the way. They scored 6 runs on 7 hits. Hosey with the home run. Manzardo got a single and an RBI. Rocchio a single and an RBI. Angel Martinez a single and an RBI. You're not expecting those guys to do it, but they are. And this is kind of what happened a year ago. Guys were coming up to the plate. You just kind of wanted to flinch a little bit but then they'd get a hit. They'd get a home run. They'd knock in a couple runs. They'd move a guy over. We'd get a stolen base. We'd get a little Mickey Mouse hit. Just somehow, some way, get on base. Goofy things like that keep happening. Guys you're not counting on starting to step up when you need them to. You start to put that all together and some crazy things happen. Zach Eflin tonight, Slade Ciccone, 640, Progressive Field. Guardians are minus 130. The total again is 8.5. Had the over last night. Got it done by a half a run. Little run there in the 7th inning. Put it on ice. So we'll see what happens tonight. We got our Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. We'll get into that when we get back. We'll talk about the new Cleveland Browns alternate helmet that dropped about an hour ago. I don't know. On this day in sports history coming up, and a lot more to get to. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. We'll take a break and come back. 1310 WDPN.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Looking to beautify your home with all the colors of the season? DeHaas Flowers Greenhouse and Landscaping has 32,000 square feet of greenhouses filled with blooming and beautiful flats of annuals and perennials. So you'll find everything you can imagine and more. Their hanging baskets are overflowing with splendor, plus they have a huge selection of all your favorite hardy vegetable plants. In DeHaas Nursery, you'll find thousands of trees and shrubs on an acre and a half. And right now, the rhododendrons are blooming beautifully in lush and novel colors. The vibrant blooms of the easy-to-maintain knockout roses will knock you out. DeHaas decorative bird baths, statues, and pottery will add the perfect accent to your landscape. Just a mile south of State Street on the corner of Beach and Beechwood is a wonderland of color. That's DeHaas Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping in Alliance.
Couple of baseball games going on right now. Top of the 8th inning, the Mets lead the Angels 6-3. Royals lead the Cubs 4-2 in the 4th. Top of the 2nd, Cardinals and Rockies, no score out in Colorado. A couple of finals in today already. Tigers lost again. Pittsburgh got them 6-1. Giants beat the Braves 9-3. Marlins beat the Padres 3-2, and the Reds beat the Nationals by the score of 5-0. The Motor City Kitties are having a little problem here lately. All right, Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Name something that you never pay full price for. What is something you never pay full price for? You can let us know by calling at 330-821-1310. You can also comment on all of our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN on X, Instagram, on Facebook, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Think about that for a little bit. What's something that you never pay full price for? You're always trying to maybe get it on sale. A couple before we get to the bottom of the hour, Jim says clothes. Never pay full price for clothes. Mike says my cars. Jeff says, a couple of places I've worked at, I always take advantage of the discount, so I never have to pay full price for anything. What is something that you don't pay full price for? Something you don't like to pay full price for? Let us know here. That's the Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. All right, break time coming up. We got news, we got weather, we got Guardians talk, we got Browns. We'll talk about the new helmets. We got some other things up our sleeve today here on AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us, everybody.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. Today, the man convicted of killing 4 University of Idaho students was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Brian Kohberger accepted a plea deal earlier this month where he admitted to the murders. Before sentencing in a Boise courtroom, loved ones of the victims had a chance to give impact statements. Jasmine Kernodle, the sister of victim Xana Kernodle, said her death has left a void in her life.
Xana was everyone's best friend. She was kind, she was funny. She was a gift to each person she was able to make an impact on.
Kohberger's plea deal also meant he would not be given the death penalty. The State Department says it's investigating whether Harvard University will remain part of a government program that allows foreign nationals to take part in cultural and education exchange programs. Today's move is the latest in a series of inquiries by the Trump administration that target the Ivy League school. Harvard already has filed a lawsuit challenging $2.6 billion in federal funding cuts. The school also accuses the administration of waging a retaliation campaign after Harvard rejected demands from a federal anti-Semitism task force in April. The State Department isn't saying why it's investigating Harvard's eligibility to take part in the exchange visitor program. Sales of previously occupied U.S. homes slid in June to the slowest pace since last September, down 2.7%. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. ABC's Chuck Sievertson reports.
The slowing sales going on as mortgage rates remained elevated and national median sales prices hit new highs. Sales were flat compared with June last year. Economists were expecting 4 million previously occupied homes sold in June, according to FactSet. It was about 3.9 instead. So far this year, the average rate on a 30-year mortgage has remained relatively close to 7%, according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac.
No one had spotted the world's smallest known snake for nearly 2 decades. Some scientists worried that maybe the Barbados thread snake had become extinct, but Connor Blades lifted a rock in a tiny forest in Barbados and held his breath one sunny morning. The project officer with the Eastern Caribbean Islands Environment Ministry had already spent more than a year searching for the snake. The species can fit comfortably on a coin. The specimen in front of him was too tiny to identify with the naked eye, so he analyzed it several hours later in front of a microscope at the University of the West Indies, and it was a Barbados thread snake. It's 86 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine in the forecast for this afternoon with a high around 88 degrees. For tonight, mostly clear, a low only going down to 68. Thursday, sunshine, a high near 92 with heat index values as high as 99 degrees. Friday, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers continuing through the day with a high near 87. Saturday, a chance of showers, possibly an afternoon thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, high of 86. That's your WDPN weather.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ariana Aldridge. I am Carnation Queen contestant number 6, and I am sponsored by the Hidden Abbey. Make plans to take the Alliance Cemetery tour, learn about history and many interesting facts unique to Alliance. This event will be on Sunday, August 3rd and Sunday, August 10th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Alliance City Cemetery. Meet at the chapel.
Do we want to get right?
Welcome back. 3:34 here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Welcome back, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget you can watch and listen to us on all of your social media platforms. 1310 WDPN on Facebook, Instagram, X, and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. 330-821-1310 is our number. You can text anytime as well at 330-924-7088. Guardians playing some ball right now. 50-50. And the Tigers lost today. We're now 8.5 behind Detroit in the division. I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying anything. We talked about this for a couple of minutes yesterday. Can you imagine? What would you do if they caught Detroit and won the division after the year that they have had this year? The struggles up and down, 10-game losing streaks, slashing payroll, guys getting injured. And all of a sudden, that marathon of a baseball season looks a little better, doesn't it? Now, we're not there yet. But can you imagine? I don't think they can catch Detroit, but man, talk to me in a week, and if we're 5 out, anything's on the table. Again, probably should be focused on the wild card, and I know that they are. But boy, once you looked and you were 15, 16 out of first, and now you're down to 8.5, you got to just think a little bit. You got to dream a little bit there. They are really playing good ball. Stephen Vogt, you got to tip your cap. Yeah, I know he screws around with the lineup a lot and sits guys on nights that we don't think they should, but he keeps everybody on an even keel. Seems to pull the switch the right way almost every time, which is hard to do. It's hard to do that after your rookie year as a manager and everything that they accomplished a year ago. I mean, yeah, you can improve. You can try to take that next step, but it's not easy. That sophomore jinx is real. But it has not affected Stephen Vogt this year. Yes, they went through some choppy waters, no doubt. But they're playing really good ball right now. Really good ball. And one of my guy, I call him the new version of the Bulldog, Slade Ciccone, on the mound tonight for Cleveland. He's 5-4. ERA is 3.84. 58 strikeouts and 17 walks. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, 63 1/3 innings. He just might be getting stronger. He might be getting stronger right now. Zach Eflin gets the start for the Orioles. He is 6-5, a 5.95 earned run average. 62 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts, 11 walks. Did that sound like a win tonight? Did that sound like a win? Total 8.5. Guardians are minus 130 on the money line. Now, tomorrow, by the time we get on the air tomorrow, they may be in about the 7th or 8th inning because they got a 1:10 first pitch tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be hot. Oh, it's going to be hot tomorrow. Charlie Morton against Logan Allen. That's tomorrow at 1:10. Then you're back on the big plane, and you're going to Kansas City for the weekend for a weekend series against the Kansas City Royals. Do you believe in this club? First of all, do you think they can nudge their way into the wild card? Still a lot of work to do. But you're only 2.5 out now. 2.5. And then let's take it a step further. Do you think they could catch the Detroit Tigers? 8.5 out. You think they can do it? We thought the Tigers were untouchable about 2-3 weeks ago. Remember, every time we talked about the Guardians or every guest that we had on, and I always started off with, well, there ain't no way we're catching Detroit. Detroit's not going away. I think that was the one quote. Detroit's not going away. Well, they haven't gone away, but boy, they haven't tried to be the unwanted guest either. I didn't think the Detroit Tigers had it in them to go 2-8 in 10 games. I really didn't. But they lost to the Pirates again today. Now, let me see if they've got something tomorrow. Okay, so they start their 4-game series tomorrow against Toronto. The Blue Jays are 59-42. And they're coming down to Detroit for a 4-game series. Now, we're going to be there. Our family's going up Friday. Just a reminder, we won't be here. No show on Friday. We'll be back with you on Monday. So we'll be here tomorrow. Off Friday. We'll be back on Monday. But man alive. I might get to see the Detroit Tigers melt down in person this weekend. Eric Lauer and Reese Olson, the pitching matchup on Thursday. That's at 6:40. Friday, it's going to be, oh my gosh, I get to see Tarek Skubal pitch on Friday night. Well, that couldn't have worked out any better. All right, I'm excited now. That'll be fun. But hey, Detroit's got a big series with Toronto coming up. The Blue Jays fans are going to bring it. They'll be there. They'll come down. They'd love to travel. Comerica Park could be pretty electric this weekend. So I'm a little excited about being there on Friday. I'll be rooting for Dylan Diggler, but I'll probably be pulling for the Blue Jays here, I think. I think that's how that's going to be gone about. So do you think they can? Do you think the Guardians can get in there? What do they have to do? What would you like to see them do, especially at the trade deadline? Who is a player or two you would like to see Chris Antonetti and the Cleveland organization go after? Would you like to see Josh Naylor back in a Guardians uniform? Is there a pitcher out there you would like to get? Do you want to take a look at somebody from the A's, somebody from the White Sox, somebody from the Diamondbacks, somebody who's kind of packed it in for the year? Maybe somebody from Atlanta. I don't think the Braves are going to make it. Is there somebody out there, within reason, I have to say that, within reason, that you would like to see them go after? Or are you comfortable with where they are now, waiting on a Shane Bieber to get back? By the way, had a really nice outing last night in Lake County. Biebs pitched really well last night. So you think maybe he could come back by August? Got a couple other guys. Lane Thomas could be coming back in a little bit. Gabriel Arias should be coming back in a little bit. I think you got to go get us. Boy, I wish we had the Yankees payroll. To me, you got to go get 2 sticks and an arm. You got to go get 2 bats and another arm. And preferably middle relief or setup. And as I sit here and say this, in the back of my mind, I'm saying, oh my God, they're thinking about maybe trading away Emmanuel Clase. So then you say, well, no problem. You just throw Cade Smith in there. Okay. If you have that kind of a faith, if you have that much faith, that's okay. But right now, I mean, wouldn't you rather have Clase out there than Smith in the 9th inning? Pressure cooker situation. Team X has a couple of guys on and 1 out, or runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Wouldn't you rather see Clase in there than Smith? I would. Right now, I would. So there's some things to think about here. but it's kind of coming together in some weird, crazy way. It's coming together at the right time. And doesn't it usually always happen this way? When you count somebody out, when you raise the white flag, they're cooked, they can't do it. Doesn't it always happen this way? It never happens this way when you're the favorite, when you're supposed to win your division by 10 games, when you've got the greatest lineup in the world coming back for the third year in a row. What usually happens? Falls apart. Guys get hurt. You go on a couple of losing streaks. There's trouble in the clubhouse. Somebody's not happy with something always happens. But doesn't it always happen this way? As soon as you're like, that's it, I'm out. Cooked. Done. Don't bother me about them. This is what happens. This is what happens. They kick it into a new gear. They start feeling good about themselves. They get better. The camaraderie gets better. Somehow the talent rises to the top. And now you get what you got. You got a team who is making just enough noise to think that maybe they could be onto something. And then Detroit starts saying, hey, wait a minute. I thought we got rid of these guys. They're back again. And don't forget, not one, but two more series coming up with Detroit before the end of the regular season. So you get 6 more games against the Tigers. Could that come into play? Very well could. It very well could. Could be a little something special brewing. Could be a little something special brewing in Cleveland. And I got to tell you, man, I'm going to put my hand up right now. I'm going to tell you, I never thought we would be here today talking about this baseball team. Today, you know what I thought? If you would have asked me about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I said, you know what? We're going to be talking all Browns training camp today. We'll be talking about the new helmets. We'll be talking about Terry McLaurin's holdout, Trey Hendrickson's holdout. What are the Bengals doing with Shamar Stewart? Why haven't the Cowboys re-signed Micah Parsons? We'd be talking about all that. I would have said there is no way in the world we'll be talking about the Cleveland Guardians. A couple of weeks ago, I thought they'd be 20 games out of first place, and they'd be about 12 out of the wild card. And look, here we are. Here we are on July 23rd. They're still relevant. They're still giving us stuff to talk about. And somehow, some way, we have been trained to expect the unexpected. That's my slogan for this team. Expect the unexpected. And now here we are. Hosey's he's just been lights out. Stephen Kwan coming off that little bit of an injury, playing really well. Guys like Slade Ciccone pitching really well, just being tough and gritty and fighting every pitch. Logan Allen, been more than serviceable. Gavin Williams has found his niche. He has found a little magic. Nolan Jones, every once in a while, surprises you. Kyle Manzardo, having a little better year than maybe we all thought he would. And you get a couple of contributions here, a couple of contributions there. Stephen Wright pulls the right switch here. Catch a team with maybe one of their stars having a night off, maybe a little bit of an injury. They're in a little bit of a slide. You catch them coming off of a tough road trip. So many factors. And somehow, some way, you have fought your way back to 500 at 50-50 with 62 games to go. After the Baltimore series, you'll have 60 games. 60. You know how fast that's going to go? Oh, it's 2 months. Watch and see how fast it goes. And watch and see how fast it goes when you are scoreboard watching every night. You are division watching every night. You are watching wild card possibilities every night. Couple of series at home, couple of series on the road. Then you got the September call-ups. Guys are coming back from injury. And pretty soon, that marathon has turned into a full-on sprint to the finish line. And you put yourself in a position to do something about it. And as fans, all we ask is, give us a chance. Give us a chance. The team fought their way back. Give us a chance. Let's reconvene. Let's talk about this in all seriousness. Let's go full steam ahead a week from today. Because that will be the day before the Major League Baseball trade deadline. Oh, and the rumors are going to get juicy. You're going to hear some wild stuff the next week. Most of it will be BS. Some of it, there will be a little smoke, a little bit of fire. Some there may be some truth. But let's get together a week from today and let's assess where we're at. One loss, our place in the division, and our place in the wild card standings. Let's see what we've got. We'll look at our schedule to play things out, and we'll see what this organization does. Are they going to leave us at the altar again? Or are they going to push their chips in and make a move? History tells us they will not push their chips in. But sometimes history is only what it is, history. Maybe they think, you know what? Remember what we did last year? Let's throw them a couple of bones and let's see if we can do this thing. And I can just hear Tom Hamilton now. Cleveland fans, you will have an October to remember. Let's make it happen. 3:52 on the Sam Bourquin Show, 8 minutes until the top of the hour. You are just 8 minutes away from the latest news and weather from Jeff Mears, also the latest forecast as well. Boy, terrible, terrible police shootings up in Lorraine about a half an hour ago. One officer had to be life-flighted to the hospital. I believe the suspect is dead. 2 or 3 officers were seriously injured in the shootout. I'm sure Jeff will have more on that coming up here at the top of the hour. And we'll come back and we'll dive into the Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. That's all coming around the corner here on AM 1310 WDPN.
America, our military is sacrificing for our freedom. Please take time to remember our men and women fighting overseas. This salute is courtesy of Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, serving our community with dependability and excellence. For all of your residential and light commercial remodeling needs, call the professionals at 330-763-0089. 330-763-0089. That's Diamond in the Rough Property Solutions, reminding everyone that we live in the land of the free thanks to our brave.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board. Get on board. Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
It's been a mystery. Still they try to see.
Welcome back, AM 1310 WDPN. It is the Sam Bourquin Show. Phones are open, 821-1310, 821-1310. You can always text the show on the WDPN text line. Write this number down. Keep it handy. 330-924-7088. Hello and welcome to all of you listening and watching on the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Good to be with you here this afternoon. Talking a little guards on this Wednesday. Boy, it's heating up too. Whoo, it's about 85 right now. We're going to be at 92 tomorrow, and it's going to be warm on Friday and Saturday. But good news is, I was looking a little bit at the long-term forecast, and I thought it was going to be really crappy. It's looking a lot better. This weekend is looking a lot better. So we are certainly thankful for that. All right, the Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Name something that you never pay full price for. What is something that you never pay full price for? 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. What's something that you want, something that you need, something that you know that you really have to have, but you're like, not till it goes on sale.
Buck
What are you looking
texted in on that one to say driving range balls at Skyland Pines Golf Course.
There is no Skyland Pines Golf Course. It's gone. What are you doing over there, Buck? That's where the new Amazon plant is. Hey, Buck, if you're hitting balls over at Skyland Pines Golf Course, then we need to talk. That's where the new Amazon plant is. There's nobody hitting golf balls over there. Mike says, my cars never pay full price for an automobile. Let's see. Oh, Doug, it's a great tweet, but I can't read it. I can't read it on the air. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it so far, then I'll stop. I get the Charlie Sheen and Chris Farley discount. It's as far as I'm going to take it. Oh, great answer here by Jim. Says, I'll never pay full price for a Cleveland Browns ticket. Heidi says, I'll never pay full price for clothes. Rita says, Sammy, never pay full price for clothes, furniture, or cars. I secondhand thrift shop everything. Hey, if you can do it, do it. I used to have like a certain list of things that I would never pay full price for. Like clothes was one of them. And I don't mean that, I'm going to Goodwill or something like that, but, if I see a really nice polo shirt that I want or a hoodie, I try to wait it out. And if I have to wait like an entire season or two, like spring and summer, and if I want it in the summer, I'll buy it in the winter. I'll do that. I'll do that on clothes sometimes. When we used to buy bottled water by the truckload, I used to hate paying full price for that. Now we don't do that anymore. But that was one thing that I refused to pay. I always waited for a big sale. Or we would go to, said bulk outlet, and we would go there. But I never liked paying full price for bottled water. And we don't do that anymore. So that's good. All right. Cleveland Browns dropped their new brown alternate football helmet today. If you want to see pictures of those, go to our Facebook page, AM 1310 WDPN. Let us know in the comment section what you think of those. I don't like them. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm a traditionalist, but I like some of the new stuff too. I do not like that new brown helmet. You can check it out, 1310 WDPN Facebook page. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think. I don't like them. I didn't like the white helmets last year either, that they wore with the white shirts and the white pants, with the solid white helmet with the I didn't like those either. I'm an old school Cleveland Brown guy, maybe even a little bit of a get off my lawn guy, and that's fine. Give me my orange helmet. Give me my white and brown stripe. Give me my white face mask. That's it. That's all I need. But go check out those new brown helmets. Let me know what you think. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. All right, news and weather coming up here at the top of the hour. We'll come back with 2 more big hours here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Happy Wednesday, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. A judge in Boise sentencing Brian Kohberger to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole for the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. It followed victim impact statements from families and survivors, Kohberger declining to address the court. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer says the judge also imposed fines and restitution against Kohberger, and there are other laws in place to keep him from profiting.
About 40 states and the federal government have some version of the Son of Sam law where an individual cannot profit off of their criminal story. You cannot sell it to the movies or make a book about it or a docuseries of that effect. Now, Idaho is one of the minority states that does not have a codified Son of Sam law. However, their constitution, the same constitution that gives the victims the right to be able to have fairness and dignity and privacy, as well as be heard in these proceedings, also has a component of it that applies to restitution.
This is ABC News.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. A heat advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow night for an area including Stark, Portage, and Summit counties. The National Weather Service says heat index values will reach up to 104 degrees. You're advised to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sun, and check up on relatives and neighbors. An air quality advisory is also in effect until midnight tonight for an area including Mahoning, Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties. Air quality levels will be unhealthy for sensitive groups during this period. Forecast is coming up. A Jackson Township man accused of assaulting his live-in girlfriend is charged with felonious assault and domestic violence. 35-year-old Michael France was arrested today and booked at the Stark County Jail. He's scheduled for arraignment tomorrow in Massillon Municipal Court. France allegedly punched the woman in the head and face and cut her with a knife. He's also accused of telling the victim he would dismember her and held a knife to her throat. The alleged incident occurred Tuesday at the couple's home on Peyton Street Northwest. Initial court appearances have been made by 2 Alliance men, each arrested on drug charges Tuesday. 62-year-old Russell Inhurst and 63-year-old Dennis Burkhardt of Alliance were arraigned today in Alliance Municipal Court. Preliminary hearings are scheduled for August 1st. Inhurst was apprehended on warrants charging him with aggravated drug trafficking and possession. He was in the 400 block of West Cambridge Avenue. June 20th, Inhurst reportedly possessed nearly 3 grams of meth in 3 baggies. Police say he told them he intended to share the drugs with another person. Burkhardt was arrested on warrants in the 900 block of South Arch Avenue. He allegedly had about 3 grams of meth packaged for resale, a rock of crack cocaine, a digital scale, 2 glass pipes loaded with meth, and $103 in drug proceeds. Burkhardt faces charges including aggravated drug trafficking and possession, receiving drug proceeds, and cocaine possession. The city of Canton has a deal to formalize use of a parking lot near the Hall of Fame Village. The 490-space lot at Stadium Park on Fulton Road Northwest was commissioned in 2017. The City Parks Commission will have exclusive use of the lot for events, including McKinley High School and OHSAA athletic events, the Hall of Fame Half Marathon, Frosty Frolic 5K, and Trunk or Treat. The Pro Football Hall of Fame will have use during Enshrinement Festival events, the Ribs Burn-Off, Black College Football Classic, and OHSAA playoff games. The hall will pay the City Parks Commission $50,000 a year for its access. Outside of special events, the hall has access to 300 parking spots and the City 100. The case against a former East Palestine police officer will be handled by a retired judge. Former Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Judge Edward O'Farrell was named to preside over proceedings concerning 44-year-old Matthew Elser. Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton recused herself due to her potential bias, as did the prosecutor. Mahoning County Attorney Edward Zoper was assigned as special prosecutor. Elser was recently served with a secret indictment for charges including intimidation, retaliation, telecommunications harassment, and aggravated menacing. He's accused of threatening Columbiana County Municipal Court Judge Timothy McNichol and several other people last month. Elser is slated to appear in court July 31st for arraignment. An East Liverpool home was raided for the second time in 3 weeks. The Review reports the Columbiana County Drug Task Force executed a search warrant Monday at a home on East 8th Street. Director Jesse Smith says the home is not occupied, but is used as a site to sell drugs. Suspected fentanyl, crack cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and cash were found. Charges are pending. One person present at the home, Marquise Kimmy, was charged with felonious assault of an officer during a June 27th raid. The settlement has been approved in a lawsuit by the family of a man who died in an explosion at a building in downtown Youngstown. An attorney for the estate of Akil Drake said in March the family reached a deal in the suit involving the owner of the Realty Tower, the property management company, and Enbridge Gas. Drake died in May 2024 while working in the Chase Bank located on the building's ground floor. Mahoning County Probate Court Judge Robert Rusu held a hearing last week for the $6.1 million settlement. After fees, the family would receive just over $3.6 million. An investigation of a stolen van that may have been used in other crimes leads police to animals living in deplorable conditions. A warrant was executed at a Hilton Avenue home where officers discovered 10 rats and 7 dogs indoors amid roaches, trash, and other debris. Police say they were malnourished and underweight. Some had infections and open wounds. The animals are being cared for by Animal Charity. One person was arrested on a vehicle theft charge. Additional charges are pending. The house has been condemned. A fire that damaged a Niles home early today is not believed to be suspicious. Around 2 a.m., firefighters were called to a Taft Avenue address. The family escaped without injury. Fire officials say the blaze was contained to the attic and back porch and quickly put out. The cause was not immediately available. 3 Lorain police officers were shot this afternoon, with 2 of the officers having sustained serious injuries. According to Lorain Mayor Jack Bradley, 1 suspect was killed. It's not clear how many suspects are involved. WKYC-TV reports 2 officers and a suspect were taken to Metro Health Medical Center. The incident apparently happened on Colorado Avenue between Missouri Avenue and Henderson Drive. First responders were called in to assist police in Lorain. A bomb squad was also at the scene around 3:15. It's 87 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. The forecast is next, a service of Canterbury Villa of Alliance. I'm Jeff Mears.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
This afternoon's forecast calling for sunny skies, a high near 88 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, a low 68. For Thursday, sunshine, very warm with a high near 92. Friday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm, a high near 87. Chance of rain, 80%. For Saturday, 70% chance of showers, possibly an afternoon thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, a high of 86. That's your WDPN weather.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Trying to safety squeeze. Here comes Jones. He'll score. The throw to first is in time. Beautiful. There are two down in the inning, but the Guardians get that run back that Baltimore had just scored to make it 6-3.
Out to right field. Driven back. Flying out of here. Cal Raleigh. Home run number 39. Ties Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in first 5 career seasons.
Maybe more than that. Going to split the gap. Couple Pirates coming home. Horowitz again with a hit. 2-0 Pirates.
Fly ball center field. That's well hit. Rafael is going back toward the bullpen. Got on! Home run, Kyle Schwarber. It's the second one of the inning for the Phillies. They now lead it 4-0.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show on a Wednesday afternoon. We're getting up there a little bit, 84, 85 degrees. Still not crazy hot, but you can tell the humidity is starting to roll in. Welcome in, everybody. Sam Bourquin here. Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. Phone lines are open for you. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. You can always text us on the WDPN text line at 330-924-7088. You can watch and listen to us on the social media platforms of Facebook, Instagram, X, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. All right, let's get you up to date with the baseball scores. A lot of day baseball today. And right away, let's take you to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Buccos raised the Jolly Roger again and beat the Detroit Tigers today by the score of 6-1. Detroit had 1 run and 5 hits today. Andrew McCutcheon had a home run today for the Pirates. Now, Pittsburgh's not very good, right? 42-60. 42-61. But man, they've taken the Tigers out the last couple of nights. And Detroit falls again today, 6-1. Other scores today, finals, Mets beat the Angels 6-3. Giants beat the Braves 9-3. Miami 3, San Diego 2. That's just for kicks. Let's see what the attendance was down in Miami today. They announced it at 14,000. Probably was about 5,000 people there. Tito's Reds beat the Nationals today, 5-0. Now, we got a couple games in progress we can tell you about. Royals leading the Cubs 8-3 in the 7th. Top of the 5th, the Rockies lead the Cardinals 4-0. Top of the 3rd, Brewers and Mariners are tied at 2. Hey, is anybody hotter than the Milwaukee Brewers right now? They are on fire. Now, I know they dropped one last night to Seattle, but they have been playing out of their minds. Top of the 3rd, Diamondbacks lead the Astros 1-0. Twins, Dodgers just underway out in Chavez Ravine. So a lot of day baseball today going on. Guardians, Orioles tonight, 6:40. 1:10 first pitch tomorrow, and then it's off to Kansas City Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to battle the Royals. All right, Browns training camp officially will get started, as they'll have their first practice today at 4:25. So in about 10 minutes, the Cleveland Browns will take the field up in Berea, and they will open up 2025 training camp. I don't know if you've seen this video today. You can check it out on TikTok. I know it's on Instagram. It's on X. And it has to do with the Cleveland Browns. Now, we know they dropped their new brown alternate helmet today. You want to see a picture of those? You can check out our 1310 WDPN Facebook page or X page, and you can let us know what you think. I'm not a big fan. I just love the orange helmets and the white and brown stripe and the white face mask. That's just me. Look, some of these teams, I like their helmets that they come up with. Some. But the Browns just can't. I don't know. A lot of you like the white helmets. A lot of you like this brown one. I don't. Anyhow, there is a video circulating. It's been out for about an hour, where the Browns did a big, I guess like a big release. And there was this video shot by the lake, I guess. And while they were unveiling this brown inflatable helmet, there was an orange tarp over top. And when they got down to 3, 2, 1, they took the orange tarp off, and there was the big brown inflatable helmet. And somebody in the video fell off the raft into the lake. Okay. Now we come to find out, this is from our guy McNeil on X. Great follow. He says he received insider information from the Browns that the fall was on purpose to make the video go viral. And then he goes on to say, which makes the whole thing even worse. So here's this big helmet release, and there looks to be about 8 to 10 people there. There's a guy on the raft, and I don't know, he's just standing. Let me see this again. He's just standing. No, I'm gonna share the video. He's just standing there on the edge of the raft. It looks like he's like taking a picture or a video, and boom, he falls into the lake. And then there's actually another guy filming, it looks, with a video camera, filming the guy as he is in the lake after he falls in. What in the name? Okay, I'm gonna retweet this right now at Sam Bourquin 16. It's up there. At Sam Bourquin 16 on X. I've retweeted that video. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Bad enough the dude falls into the lake or wherever the hell they're doing this thing. But then that he was told to fall in so that the video would go viral and get more attention, which of course it has. It has over 2.5 million views already, and it's only been up for like an hour and a half. That's your football team right there, folks. That's your National Football League team. Anyhow, they're going to hit the field coming up here in about 7 minutes. And we will, let's see, I'm going to reach out to our good friend at the Orange and Brown Report. See if we can get him to come on tomorrow, Freddie Greetham. I know there's a 4:25 practice today. I don't know what the practice schedule is for tomorrow. But we'll see if we can get Freddie on tomorrow and see what he saw today at the opening of training camp, get his thoughts on the helmets, the quarterback room, and all those good stuff that go along with the Cleveland Browns in the opening of the 2025 season. Now, there are some teams that have some work to do. They got to get some guys signed. They got to get some guys into camp. And this happens every year. But there's some pretty big names. There's some pretty big names on the list of guys that are not in camp. First of all, let's check out the Washington Commanders and wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Didn't report Tuesday. Had a career year last year. Apparently, he's frustrated over the negotiations last week. This is a big one to watch. This could derail all the positive momentum in Washington the past couple of years. So Terry McLaurin is not in camp. Let's go to Cincinnati. Trey Hendrickson did not report to camp. He left for Florida. He says the Bengals' offer was atrociously low. Now, remember, he is the reigning NFL sack leader. And reportedly, he wants guaranteed money past the first year. The Bengals have not been willing to do that at all in their negotiations. So we'll keep our eyes on that. This Shamar Stewart thing, I'm baffled. Now, he is seeking the same contract structure past draft picks, both with Cincinnati and across the league at his draft slot. For that, he was the target of the Bengals hierarchy on Monday. This is arguably the most acrimonious standoff we have right now in the NFL. There's talk that he might go back to, come on, that Mike Brown is not going to budge on this money. And there's been this crazy talk that Stewart may go back and play in college again next year. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on there. Typical Cincinnati nonsense, right? Cincinnati Bengals tomfoolery. Then there's Micah Parsons, who I think is a stud. He's one of the best players in the NFL. And why Jerry Jones continues to just try to squeeze these guys down to the last second. He did it with Emmitt Smith. He did it with CeeDee Lamb. He's done it with other. He did it with Dak Prescott a couple of years ago. I don't get it. Pay this guy and get him into camp. Micah Parsons reported to camp. So technically he's not a holdout. But he did have a couple of things to say about Jerry Jones. Press conference in Big D on Monday. Like I said, they could have done this deal months ago. So, Myles Garrett got paid. TJ Watt got paid. Biggest contract in the market. Micah Parsons doesn't get paid. There's going to be some more upheaval down there in Big D. That's just some of the stuff going on in and around the NFL camps. Browns officially now will be taking the field in about 2 minutes up in Berea. Big Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. That's the four-man quarterback room. Wonder how that's going to go today. You know, I'm not sure what all they're going to do today, but what's the rep situation going to look like? Who's going to be with the ones? Who's going to be with the twos? Who's going to be with the threes? How's everybody going to look? I still can't get over this guy falling into the lake. Oh, my God. You must go to my X page, Twitter page, at Sam Bourquin 16. At Sam Bourquin 16 on X. Check out that video. What in the holy heck is going on? That's funny. That is funny. Go check that out. 24 minutes after the hour. We'll take a break. 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a beautiful Wednesday here in Alliance, Ohio. and all over the world. We're coming to you at AM 1310 WDPN.
Looking for something fun to do this summer? Come out to Copeland Oaks for our annual Classic Cruisin' on Sunday, July 27th. Gates open at 10 a.m. with registration until 1. Enjoy free food, music, and lots of fun. Join us Sunday afternoon, July 27th for the Cruisin' on the Copeland Oaks Retirement Campus, just off Route 62 near Sebring. $5 registration for classic vehicles. All proceeds benefiting a local charity. Dash plaques and trophies will be awarded for classic cars. Copeland Oaks, family fun.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below. You take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
News and weather coming up here in about 4 minutes. Jeff Mayers will be dropping by. Get you all caught up with what's going on in your world. Phone lines are open for you at 330-821-1310. Don't forget, like, follow, comment, share all of our 1310 WDPN social media platforms. Check those out. Facebook, Instagram, X, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Couple of things. New Browns helmet dropped today. Sam, wins over more uniforms, but I don't mind it. It's not bad. Tom says, hey, I like the uniform, not the helmet so much. Would look better with orange helmet and brown and white stripe. Jeff says, hey, I don't mind them. They're not bad. Doug says, huh? Nick says, hey, I like these new helmets. I can't get down with these things. I don't like brown helmets. It just doesn't look good. Sam Bourquin Show poll question today, by the way. Name something that you will never pay full price for. Something you'll never pay full price for. Linda says clothes. Absolutely, positively never. Mike says clothes. Jimmy says, I'll never pay full price for a boat. Shane says, I'll never pay full price for anything ever the rest of my life. Laughing emoji. Hey, if you can get away with that, that's a good deal right there. Rainsburg, is anything you just refuse to pay full price for? Anything at all? Food,
pizza,
drink, oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Because every pizza place always has a deal going.
Yes.
So it makes no sense to pay like menu prices.
Yes. That, you know what? That is going. Okay. That is my number one. I completely forgot about that. But somehow, like, I will order pizza from at the station here sometimes for lunch. And it always turns into a production because I'm trying to find who's got the best deal, who delivers, who actually has a driver on staff that's available, because I'm not leaving and going to get it and bring it back. And then I'll look at the different deals. Some of them it's online only. Some of it's pickup only. And by the time I finally get around to what I want and who it's from, I'm like, my God, I just spent $20 again. And you see all these deals, $12.99, $9.99. Why am I always end up paying $20 for a garden variety pizza? Why does that always happen? I guess I got to do more research.
It's all those hidden fees.
Yeah, I know.
The scourge of capitalism.
I'm not going to name the place, but I ordered from said place a couple of weeks ago, and my pizza was $12.99, nothing special. My total bill was like $19.98. I'm like, okay, a little delivery fee in there, I guess. What's all the other stuff on there? And of course, what I had ordered was not what I got. But I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, pizza. That is really something you really should never pay full price for. Everybody's got a deal. Doesn't matter what day. Now, you got to be careful. You got to read the fine print. It could be pickup only. It could be online orders only. It could only be on certain days. So you got to kind of do a little bit of you got to do a little homework there. But yeah. And pizza's so cheap to make anyway. They are making a killing. Folks, it's dough. It's dough and cheese and sauce. Now, depending on what you put on it, I get it. I get the cost. I get it a little bit. But gee whiz. It's dough. Pizza and donuts are so overpriced. It's amazing. All right, we got the news and weather coming up at the bottom of the hour. We are 90 minutes in, 90 more big hours to go. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. A judge has ordered Brian Koberger to serve life in prison without parole for killing 4 University of Idaho students. Koberger killed them in their rental home. Friends and relatives delivered powerful statements of love, anguish, and condemnation at the sentencing hearing today. Olivia Goncalves is the sister of victim Kaylee Goncalves, who had sharp words for Koberger.
My sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence.
The judge later asked Koberger whether he would like to make his own statement, but he declined. President Trump has unveiled a so-called AI action plan shaped by Silicon Valley tech leaders who supported his campaign. The plan disclosed today focuses on boosting artificial intelligence technology exports, streamlining permits for energy-intensive data centers, and exporting American AI around the world. Trump gave his tech advisors 6 months to come up with new AI policies after revoking President Biden's AR guardrails his first day in office. Opponents of Trump's AI agenda argue it prioritizes the needs of big tech over people. More than 100 groups have come together to sign a resolution calling for a people's AI action plan that would preserve safeguards for the American public. According to the World Health Organization, 90% of Gaza's population is having issues accessing water, and hospitals are on the brink of running out of medication. This, as famine all over the Gaza Strip could be looming, and graphic images from the region have shown the effects of starvation on children. ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge says an Israeli government spokesman denies that Israel's war in Gaza is the main culprit and says aid groups are delaying aid from getting where it needs to go.
What we're seeing are critical levels of malnutrition according to aid agencies. More and more very graphic images of malnourished children, reports that there isn't enough baby formula, there isn't enough food, there aren't enough of the basic food substances. And this, I think you've got to realize, is a long-term picture. This hasn't just happened over the last few weeks. This is the result of not only 21 months of war, but also earlier in the year, Israel basically implemented a full blockade on Gaza.
A doctor has pleaded guilty to illegally supplying ketamine to Matthew Perry before the overdose death of the Friends star. Today, Dr. Salvador Palcencia admitted in federal court to providing Perry with ketamine vials, lozenges, and syringes in the weeks leading up to his death in October of 2023. Prosecutors say Palcencia also injected Perry with a drug and taught his assistant how to administer it. Perry had struggled with addiction for years. Palcencia faces up to 40 years in prison, but has not yet been sentenced and may receive lighter punishment. Another defendant's trial is scheduled for next month. It's 87 degrees in Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Our afternoon forecast calls for sunny skies today with a high near 88 degrees. For tonight, mostly clear or low 68. Thursday, sunshine, a high near 92, with heat index values as high as 99. For Friday, showers and thunderstorms possible early, then showers continuing through the day, a high near 87. For Saturday, chance of showers and possibly an afternoon thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, a high of 86. That's your WDPN weather.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
"Ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help. Contact State Farm agent Rich Plack today.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Yeah, we're back. 436 on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Rainsburg and I were I was having a talk. And I just went off on a tangent. He says, hey, you know the music's playing? Didn't have the headphones on. So
I may or may not have triggered that.
Yeah, that's right. It's all your fault. 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. If you've been listening to the news with Jeff Mears, you've heard about the city of Canton finalizing that agreement with the Pro Football Hall of Fame on the use of that on the parking lot down there at Stadium Park, on Fulton Road there, where they used to have all those softball fields and everything. And those have been gone for a while. But apparently there's an agreement now with the Hall of Fame and the Stadium Park parking lot on the use of that lot for events and stuff that are tied into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's good. Hey, the more parking spaces, the better. Now, there's still not nearly enough. And I don't know how they're ever going to fix that. But when you can add a couple hundred parking spots, that's good for everybody. I'm going to see if we can get Jeff in here maybe a little bit later on this afternoon and talk about that agreement and what all that entails. The Detroit Tigers lost again today. They have lost 9 out of their last 10. And here come the Guardians. 8.5 out now in the division. Detroit has lost 9 of 10. Pittsburgh beat them up today at PNC Park. Whew. So the Tigers are going back home. They will begin a 4-game series with the first place Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow night. Again, our family's going up to Detroit Friday. And we're going to check out the Blue Jays and the Tigers at Comerica Park. Oh, boy, that series just got real juicy, didn't it? That got a little extra juice up in Motown. That should be fun. But boy, if the Blue Jays could maybe take 3 out of 4 from Detroit, and the Guardians could win today, tomorrow, and maybe take 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3 from Kansas City, we could have a conversation back here on Monday at 3 o'clock. So make your plans to be with us. Even if that doesn't happen, we certainly want you to be here Monday through Friday, 3 until 6, for the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. Love to have you. Love to interact with you. Love the phone calls. Love the emails. Love the texts. Love the comments. Keep those coming. We certainly do appreciate it. As we mentioned, the Guardians with a win last night. Jose went deep. We had a squeeze play. We got a run. Pitching was pretty good again last night. We got a little chance here to check in with Stephen Vogt after the game last night, courtesy of Cleveland Guardians TV in the media room. Stephen Vogt talking Guards ball after another win last night against Baltimore at Progressive Field.
I thought overall Joey, he battled today. I thought his command was a little off, made pitches when he needed to. Obviously wasn't getting hit hard, but they made him throw a lot of pitches. And, but we saw some really good stuff out of Joey today. Gave us 5 strong, gave us a chance to win.
Remember you talking about situational hitting about a week and a half ago before the All-Star break. You weren't freaking out or anything, but can you say about what you guys have done in the last week or so when it comes to situational hitting?
Yeah, last night aside, I feel like we've done a great job of just taking what the pitcher gives us in big spots. We talk a lot about relaxing. The pressure's on the pitcher. Those are the spots where they're feeling like they have to be perfect. So they're trying to get you to chase. They're trying to get you to expand. And that's where we really have to zone in and look for those pitches out over the plate to lift to the outfield and make things happen. Our guys have been great at that.
Big difference in a guy like Rocchio in those situations in your mind.
Roque looks under control to me. He's not overswinging. He's trying to drive the ball to the middle of the field and then letting the pitch dictate where it goes from there. And Rocchio's had some huge hits. That safety squeeze tonight was huge. And we've seen him struggle with that earlier in the year. So he's playing with a lot of confidence right now, defensively, on the bases, hitting. It's just fun to see Roque being Roque.
Like 500 at the 100-game mark, just kind of how would you assess where the team's at this point after the ups and downs?
I love where we're at. I obviously you want to be higher up. You want to have more wins. But given the way that this first 3.5, almost 4 months has gone, we have a 62-game season left. Let's go. Let's not stop. Our guys have been playing great baseball for the last 2 weeks. And like we said, even during that 10-game stretch, we weren't playing horrible. That's why we just have to stay the course, continue to work, continue to get better. Our starting pitching has been great. The bullpen's been great. Defense has been great. Hitting's been great. We got to keep it rolling.
Do you know what happened with the Santana at bat where Stallings, I think, called timeout, but they didn't explain?
Stallings called time. I think Bellino tried to explain it, but it didn't pick up on the stadium mic. So, Stallings had called time. That's why Carlos backed out. So, therefore, it was a disengagement.
What's impressed you so much about Angel?
He's swinging the right pitches. We've known Angel can hit like this. He's playing with a ton of confidence, but his swing decisions have just been great. Early in the year, really expanding, putting stuff in play weekly. He's still going to expand the zone. All of our guys do, but he's impacting the ball now, and he's finding hits. And man, Angel's he's been so steady these last few weeks. It's been really fun to see.
Is there anything to playing ahead? Like aside from last night, it feels like a lot during this stretch. You guys have been getting this lead and going from there.
Yeah, you want to strike first. You get momentum going. You punch right away. Jose hits that ball out of the yard. We feel good. We're like, all right, we got the lead. Let's go. Let's add on. And when you're constantly playing catch up, which we've done a lot this year, it's tough. It's tough to get that momentum going. And that's a testament to our pitching. Our pitching has just been great, keeping the other team off the scoreboard, and our guys are scoring early right now.
What's it like to have Ramirez sitting there in the number 3 spot in the first inning, and the last 2 games just puts you back in the game and gives you an immediate lead?
Believe it or not, I love Jose hitting in the 3-hole. Who wouldn't? So it's incredible. We get to watch one of the best players in the world every single night, and I don't take that for granted at all. And he's one of the most consistent, best all-around baseball players in our game.
What do you like about the safety squeeze? That was a safe. That was.
It's you can't defend it. If you put a good bunt down, you can't defend it. Kurtz made a great play on it the other day. That's the first time, we've recorded an out when we've gotten the bunt down. So it's a play where you literally can't defend it because the first baseman has to hold the runner on. You can't vacate third base early with the third baseman. You get the bunt down and not right at the pitcher, you can't defend it. So
what's the runner's job at third?
To read down angle. So as soon as you read down angle off the bat, you're taking off. So you're not running on the pitch. You're running once they bunt it down angle. Jonesy got a great jump on that bunt tonight.
And you came out and talked to him. I know he was his pitches about 21, 22, I believe.
Yeah, he was about 22, 23 pitches. And, the first two hitters made him throw 16, 17 pitches. They had great at-bats off of him, Westberg and Henderson. So I just wanted to make sure that Cade was feeling okay. We don't like to push our guys much past 20, let alone 25. And with only one out in the inning, I wanted to buy time to get Class A going for a 4-out save tonight if we needed it. But also, I just wanted to check in on him. He's been battling stuff all year, and just want to make sure and check in. And he definitely reassured me he was good to go.
What do you think of Sabrowski?
He was outstanding again. The one curveball to Laureano, he left up a little bit, but Eric's been just locked down for us. His fastball's real. His command, he's been throwing strikes. And he's a guy you can throw 4 or 5 outs like that. He can throw 20, 25 pitches any given day. So what the job that Eric and Cade did tonight was unbelievable.
There you go. That's Stephen Vogt meeting with the media yesterday, or last night, I should say, at Progressive Field. Again, that audio courtesy of CLE Guardians TV. All right, 8.5 behind the Tigers now after Pittsburgh beat Detroit earlier today, 6-1. Guards and Orioles 6:40 tonight up at Progressive Field. My man Slade Ciccone on the mound tonight for Cleveland. Let's get you a little baseball update here. lots of games going on today. Thursday used to be the big getaway day. You'd see a lot of games at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock if it was out on the West Coast. Now it seems like there's a lot more of these getaway games on Wednesday. Now there are a few tomorrow. Well, no, there's only one. The Cleveland and Baltimore play at 1:10 tomorrow. But a lot of day baseball today. Some of the finals in from today. We told you. Go Pirates. Raise that Jolly Roger. They beat the Tigers today 6-1. Mets beat the Angels 6-3. Braves falling to the Giants 9-3. Marlins beat the Padres. Reds beat the Nationals. Here come the Reds under Tito. They win again today 5-0. Games in progress right now. Royals lead the Cubs 8-4. Bottom of the ninth at Wrigley. Rockies 5, Cardinals nothing. Top 6 at Coors. Top 5th Brewers still on fire, man. They're beating the Mariners 5-2 in the 5th. Diamondbacks lead the Astros 1-0 in the 5th. Top of the 3rd, Twins and Dodgers out in L.A. 1-1. There's only one game tonight in Major League Baseball. What a bizarre schedule besides the Guardians. I'm sorry, I misread that. Yankees, Blue Jays tonight. Yankees finally got off the schneid last night at the Rogers Center. Red Sox and Phils get together tonight. White Sox, Rays, A's, Rangers, and that's it. So then tomorrow we got the 1 o'clock first pitch with the Guardians and the Orioles. So tonight, Slade Ciccone, 5-4 at a 3.84 earned run average. Zach Eflin will go for the Birds. He is 6-5 with a pretty high earned run average at 5.95. We should be getting the starting lineups here from the Guardians any second. Let's check and see if they've popped up with those yet. Usually by 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, we'll have the batting order and the starting lineups and everything. And right now I'm waiting for the buffering machine to stop so I can read you the lineups. And here we are. By the way, it's Superman night tonight up at the ballpark if you're going up. All right, Stephen Kwan will lead off and play left field. Otto Martinez will bat second and be in center. Jose, third base. batting third. The DH tonight is Kyle Manzardo. Batting fifth will be the first baseman Carlos Santana. Nolan Jones will be in right field. Second baseman will be Daniel Schneemann batting seventh. Brian Arocchio will play shortstop and bat eighth. And Bo Naylor will catch and bat ninth tonight. And again, Slade Ciccone on the bump for the Guardians. It's kind of cool when they put the lineup out today. They've got Carlos Santana in a Superman cape, and he's holding up the batting order. That's pretty cool. Nice job by the Guards there. Quick baseball update here. Still Twins and Dodgers 1-1. They're now in the bottom of the third out in L.A. Did you see this story? Keller and I were talking about this out in the lobby today. ESPN. Where are they getting this money now? They just spent all this money on Pat McAfee. They spent all this money on, Stephen A. Smith. They're back to the negotiating table, I guess, with Major League Baseball for the Sunday night game of the week. And now it appears they are nearing a $2 billion deal to buy the NFL Network and Red Zone. Man, I didn't see that coming. The deal was rumored to be worth over $2 billion. $2 billion with a B. Man. That's a big get if ESPN does that. That is a huge get. Again, it's not official, hasn't gone through, but they're throwing around a $2 billion price tag, and it looks like this is probably going to happen. Now, what does it mean for fans? That I don't know. I've had Red Zone probably the majority of the time that it's been out. 2 years we actually had the NFL Sunday ticket. Now, 1 year it was free. I don't know how that happened. No, I didn't steal it. But for whatever reason, DirecTV customers, they gave you the Sunday ticket for free. That was a couple of years ago. We haven't had it the last couple of years. I really just, sadly, I'm not home enough on a Sunday afternoon to watch it. I've always got other stuff going on. This would probably put Scott Hansen back in play. Because remember, he used to do he would do the big thing on Sunday with the Red Zone for like 8 or 9 hours straight. It looks like he might be back in play. I'll be anxious to see what this means for you and me, the fans. I think the NFL Network does a pretty nice job. They've done a pretty nice job. Yeah, they've got some glitches here and there, but I think they do a pretty nice job. Red Zone, I thought, was great. A lot of times, if you're watching your favorite team, whether it's the Browns or whoever, and they're not having a real good day, which has been a lot the last several years, you flip on over to the Red Zone. Constant action. Very, very minimal commercial interruption. Red Zone's a godsend during the NFL season. It really is. If a deal is agreed upon, according to the release, and approved by the NFL owners in the coming weeks, it might take a while to fully go into effect. Reports are that such a deal presumably would require regulatory approval, with the entire process expected to take another 9 months. This is interesting. Boy, remember we were talking to Ben Axelrod the other day from Awful Announcing. You can follow Ben on X. And what the TV rights fees and everything was going to look like by like the year 2028, 2030. This different streaming services. Was it ever going to look like it always has with the big game on Fox or the big game on CBS or the big game on it? Is it ever going to look like that again? And now you've got, Netflix has been a player, Prime has been a player. And now if ESPN acquires the NFL Network and Red Zone, how that's going to shake things up, that's going to be interesting. We'll keep our eyes on that story. We'll take a break. It's 4:54 here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Of course, you can watch and listen to us live on the WDPN Facebook page and X page and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. We'll break. We'll come back. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Brooke Figgenshoe, and I am contestant number 15 in the 2025 Carnation Queen pageant. I am proud to be sponsored by Clothed in Righteousness. During this year's Carnation Festival, you won't want to miss tours of Alliance's very own castle. Tours are scheduled for Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd from noon to 4 p.m. This event is something you don't want to miss. Hope to see you there.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One more time.
Couple minutes left here at the top of the hour, coming your way. All the latest news and weather with Jeff Mears. Get you all squared away with what's going on in your world. Sam Bourquin Show. Poll question of the day. What's one thing that you never pay full price for? Let us know in the comment sections on X, Instagram, and Facebook. What's the one thing that there's a couple of things you just don't want to pay full price for? Pizza has been a big one. Bottled water. Elaine says, Sam, a case of pop. Pepsi is my brand. I stock up when it goes on sale every single time. Good move, Elaine. Tammy says, clothes. I was taught never to pay full price for clothes. My mom used to say that. Just don't ever pay full price for clothes. Wait for the sale. It'll come down. You don't need it that bad. Well, I didn't want to listen back then, so I usually busted out the credit card and got it anyway. Now, I'll wait, or I won't get it because it's not that important to me anymore. Those days are gone. Those days are long gone. Buying the designer shirts and everything, and the expensive cologne. The overpriced, those days are long gone. God, did I blow money on that stuff? Holy smokes. I told my son the other day, I said, I spent $150 on a bottle of cologne once. He looked at me like I was the stupidest person on earth. Probably. But at the time, I had to get it. It was the hottest thing out there. Oh, everybody's going to love it. You're going to be the man. You got it. Okay, I'll go get it. $150. It was $140. It was like $147.50. And then after tax, I paid like almost $160. And it wasn't even a big bottle. It was like, I don't know, not the smallest size, but it was like the next step up. I didn't even think twice about it. I couldn't get that Visa out of my pocket fast enough. Give me that. Now, let me see. What else we got over here? Oh, we got a polo shirt for $112. Oh, I'll take that. We got a Tommy sweater. Okay, I'll take that. Jeez Louise. So irresponsible with money back then. Oh, my God. Now I've turned into my wife call me a cheapskate. I don't look at me as cheap. I'll still go throw away oodles of cash at the casino. That's not being cheap. That's just being stupid. And I admit it. All right, news and weather coming up. We got one more big hour to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show. AM 1310 WDPN. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Stay with us.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. In Boise, a judge sentenced Brian Kohberger to 4 consecutive life sentences without a chance of parole for the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger did not address the court. Earlier, he showed no emotion during victim impact statements, including from survivor Dylan Morganson.
Living is how I honor them. Speaking today is to help me find some sort of justice for them. And I will never let him take that from me.
Kohberg's confession spared him the death penalty. Families still don't know the motive. Prosecutor Bill Thompson on the emotional day.
My filters aren't as good as they might have been 45 years ago when I started in this business. But I think you also saw that even Judge Hippler was affected and impacted by this. There is no easy way to remain stiff-lipped and dry-eyed through this kind of tragedy.
The judge also fined Kohberger. This is ABC News.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Macy's has summer deals so big, it's like Black Friday in July. Come in for unbeatable summer savings, like dazzling fine jewelry, now 40 to 75% off. And airy linen blazers from Tommy Hilfiger and more for over half off. Plus, get 3-piece floral print comforter sets for just $21.99. These deals are too big to wait for November, so hurry in. Black Friday in July and Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. This news is a service of Bonfort Glass. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow for an area including Stark, Portage, and Summit counties. Heat index values are expected to reach 104 degrees. You're advised to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sun, and check up on relatives and neighbors. An air quality advisory is in effect until midnight tonight for an area including Mahoning, Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties. Air quality levels will be unhealthy for sensitive groups during this period. The forecast is coming up. 2 Alliance men are jailed on drug charges. 63-year-old Dennis Burkhart was arrested Tuesday on warrants in the 900 block of South Arch Avenue. He allegedly had about 3 grams of meth packaged for resale, a rock of crack cocaine, a digital scale, 2 glass pipes loaded with meth, and $103 in drug proceeds. He faces charges including aggravated drug trafficking and possession, receiving drug proceeds, and cocaine possession. 62-year-old Russell Inhurst was picked up Tuesday on warrants charging him with aggravated drug trafficking and possession. Dayton. On June 20th, he was in the 400 block of West Cambridge Avenue. Inhurst reportedly possessed nearly 3 grams of meth in 3 baggies. Police say he told them he intended to share the drugs with another person. Both men were arraigned today in Alliance Municipal Court. Preliminary hearings are set for August 1st. A man charged with attacking his live-in girlfriend at their Jackson Township home is scheduled for arraignment tomorrow in Massillon Municipal Court. 35-year-old Michael France was arrested today on charges of felonious assault and domestic violence. The alleged incident occurred Tuesday at the couple's home on Peyton Street Northwest. France is accused of punching the woman in the head and face and cutting her with a knife. He also allegedly told the victim he would dismember her and held a knife to her throat. The Pro Football Hall of Fame will pay the city of Canton $50,000 annually for use of a city-owned parking lot at Stadium Park. The Canton Parks Commission approved the agreement Tuesday. The 490-space lot on Fulton Road Northwest was commissioned in 2017. Outside of special events, the hall has access to 300 parking spots and the City 100. The commission will have exclusive use of the lot for events including McKinley High School and OHSAA athletic events, the Hall of Fame Half Marathon, Frosty Frolic 5K, and Trunk or Treat. Hall of Fame will have use during Enshrinement Festival events, the Ribs Burnoff, Black College Football Classic, and OHSAA playoff games. The judge and prosecutor have recused themselves from the case of a former East Palestine police officer. 44-year-old Matthew Elser was recently served with a secret indictment for charges including intimidation, retaliation, telecommunications harassment, and aggravated menacing. He's accused of threatening several people last month, including Columbiana County Municipal Court Judge Timothy McNichol. Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton recused herself due to her potential bias. Retired Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Judge Edward O'Farrell will preside over the case. Mahoning County Attorney Edward Zopar was assigned as special prosecutor. Elser is scheduled for arraignment July 31st. Suspected fentanyl, crack cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and cash were found in the raid of an East Liverpool home. The Review reports members of the Columbiana County Drug Task Force executed a search warrant at the home on East 8th Street Monday. It was the second raid of the home in 3 weeks. One person at the home, Marquise Kimmy, was charged with felonious assault of an officer during a June 27th raid. Charges in the Monday raid are pending. A settlement stemming from last year's deadly explosion at the Realty Tower in downtown Youngstown has been approved. The family of Akil Drake agreed in March to a $6.1 million settlement with the building's owner. The deal also includes the property management company and Enbridge Gas. Drake died in the May 2024 blast while working in the Chase Bank branch on the building's ground floor. Mahoning County probate judge Robert Russo approved the settlement after holding a hearing last week. After fees, the settlement leaves the family with just over $3.6 million. Youngstown police discovered 17 animals living in unsafe and unsanitary conditions. Officers were executing a search warrant at a Hilton Avenue home as part of an investigation of a stolen van that may have been used in other crimes. There were roaches, trash, and other debris inside. Police notified animal agents who found 10 rats and 7 dogs. The animals were malnourished and underweight, and some had infections and open wounds. They are being cared for by Animal Charity. The house has been condemned. Police arrested one person on a vehicle theft charge. Additional charges are pending. Niles Fire officials say a family escaped without injury after a blaze broke out in their home early today. Firefighters responded to the Taft Avenue address around 2 a.m. The flames were quickly put out. They were contained to the attic and back porch. There was no word of a cause, but officials don't believe the fire was suspicious. A study will be used to determine what it would take to develop a natural gas pipeline across Ashtabula, Trumbull, Mahoning, and Columbiana counties. It would connect the region's deepwater ports on Lake Erie at Ashtabula and Conneaut and the Ohio River at Wellsville. The $250,000 will fund a study conducted by the Eastgate Regional Council of Governments. It would research the idea of a pipeline along Route 11. It would also study how to export liquefied natural gas and supply gas-fired power plants or connect Ohio Appalachian natural gas to service gaps in Ashtabula and Trumbull counties. 3 Lorain police officers were shot today. 2 of those officers sustained serious injuries. Sources say the officers were ambushed. Lorain Mayor Jack Bradley tells WKYC-TV one suspect was killed. Investigators do not believe there are additional suspects. The incident apparently happened on Colorado Avenue between Missouri Avenue and Henderson Drive. First responders from around the area were called in to assist Lorain police. Also, a bomb squad arrived at the scene around 3:15 this afternoon. The wounded officers and a suspect were taken to Metro Health Medical Center. In sports, outfielder Chase DeLauder, widely considered one of the top prospects in the Cleveland Guardians organization, had surgery today to repair a fractured hamate bone in his right wrist. DeLauder is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. He was examined Tuesday by a wrist and hand specialist at Jefferson Orthopedics in Philadelphia. An MRI and clinical exam confirmed a hook of the fracture, and surgery was recommended. DeLauder has not played since June 12th. He was batting .278 with 8 doubles, 5 homers, and 21 RBIs in 34 games at AAA Columbus. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 45,010, up 508 points. The Nasdaq Composite ended the day 127 points higher at 21,020, and the S&P 500 closed at 6,358, up 49 points. We have the following funeral announcements. The service for 96-year-old Joanne Mary Kelleher will be held Saturday at 11 at St. Joseph Catholic Church. Arrangements by Scherer Sterling Skivalaki. There will be no public services for 66-year-old Cindy Kovic. Arrangements by Scherer Sterling Skivalaki. A private service will be held for 69-year-old Sarah L. Alworth of Alliance. Arrangements by Scherer Sterling Skivalaki. And a memorial service for 68-year-old Kathleen M. Elliott of Streetsboro will be held Friday, September 12th at noon at St. Joseph Catholic Cemetery Chapel. Arrangements by Scherer Sterling Skivalaki. It's 87 degrees and Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News, a service of Bonford Glass. I'm Jeff Mears.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonford Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonford's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonford's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonford Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonford's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonford's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine in the forecast for this afternoon with a high around 88 degrees. For tonight, mostly clear, a low only going down to 68. Thursday, sunshine, a high near 92 with heat index values as high as 99 degrees. Friday, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers continuing through the day with a high near 87. Saturday, a chance of showers, possibly an afternoon thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, high of 86. That's your WDPN weather.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Trying to safety squeeze. Here comes Jones. He'll score. The throw to first is in time. Beautiful. There are two down in the inning, but the Guardians get that run back that Baltimore had just scored to make it 6-3.
Out to right field. Driven back. Flying out of here. Cal Raleigh. Home run number 39. Ties Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in first 5 career seasons.
Maybe more than that. Going to split the gap. Couple Pirates coming home. Horowitz again with a hit. 2-0 Pirates.
Fly ball center field. That's well hit. Rafael is going back toward the bullpen. Gone! Home run, Kyle Schwarber. It's the second one of the inning for the Phillies. They now lead it 4-0.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Just kicking off our 5 o'clock hour. Phone lines are wide open for you today at 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. You can also text the show at 330-924-7088. And we appreciate you watching and listening to us on the WDPN Facebook page, our X page. Checking us out on Instagram. And don't forget the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. It's getting hot out. Did you hear the weather there at the top of the hour? Real feels going to be about 99 tomorrow. Whew, going to be a little steamy the next couple of days. But weather looks like it's shaping up to be pretty good this weekend. Browns training camp is officially now underway up in Berea. Guardians are in action tonight against Baltimore. We've got the all the activities going on over at Kent State Stark for the Balloon Classic this weekend, and the food festival, and the drones, and the fireworks, and the musical acts that are all going to be happening Friday and Saturday. We're going to be heading out there Saturday night. We're going to go out. As I mentioned, I will not be here Friday, so no show on Friday. We're actually going to be going up to Detroit, and we're going to watch Dylan Dingler and the Tigers play the Blue Jays on Friday night. And then we're going to stay in Detroit Friday night, and we're going to get up, and we're going to come back Saturday, get a couple of things done, and then we're going to head over to Kent Stark to take in all the Hall of Fame activities on Saturday. Hey, just a heads up. If you're going over to Kent Stark this weekend for all the activities, and you're used to parking in the big lot there off of Frank Road, I think it is, it's $15 to park now. And it's cash only, so just keep that in mind. Don't get caught, okay? Make sure you make your plans before you head over, especially on Saturday, because it really gets pretty busy on Saturday. Hoping for great weather this weekend, and hopefully we'll see a lot of you out and about this weekend as we kind of kick off the big Hall of Fame festival. Whew, coming quick. Gonna really take off next week. And then we've got our high school football preview at St. Barnabas Church coming up on August the 5th. We'll be doing our show live from there that day. That's going to be a lot of fun. All the sports guys will be out there with me. Looking forward to that. And then high school football coming quick. Mount Union football coming quick. Buckeyes will be starting. Browns will be starting around Labor Day. And away we go here in 2025. Boy, it gets here fast, doesn't it? I always remember the night of the last state championship game for football. That's usually about 10 o'clock on that Saturday night of that big weekend. And it's usually the first week of December, so there's a lot of stuff going on. You just finished up with Thanksgiving and everything. You're getting ready for the Christmas holiday, Christmas parties. You're busy. Weather starts to really turn. Kids are getting ready for break coming up in a couple of weeks. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I remember that night is always like, man, no high school football for like 8 months. Won't be back again until the following, the middle of August, so to speak. And at that point, you think it's never going to get there. So December goes by, Christmas goes by, New Year's. And you're like, right? And the football playoffs start to amp up a little bit. Then you get the Super Bowl in February. College football season has come to an end. Spring training is right around the corner. And at that point, you're like, oh, my God, I'll never get here. Now, here we are. And now I'm like, whoa, slow it down. Slow it down a little bit. But it'll be here before we know it. And we're going to have a lot of fun this year. We hope you get on the bus with us. Come on for the ride. We'll have great coverage all season long. AM 1310 WDPN, Q92 Sports, Q92radiosports.com, Q92 Radio. You can check us out on all of our social media platforms on X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're going to have you covered. We get a lot of cool stuff that's already been done or some things that are being worked on to make your your listening, your viewing experience is as best as we can make it. We got great broadcast teams ready to go. We got great producers that'll be back here at the studios. Great people on site doing the social media thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And oh, by the way, the football is going to be really, really good too. We're excited. We're looking forward to it. That's coming up here real quick. Really quick. Guardians and Orioles tonight, 6:40. The Tigers have already lost today. You know, they just got swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Holy PNC Park. Detroit's now 60-43, and the Guards are just 8.5 back in the division. 8.5 back in the division. Apologize for my phone. Do you think they could come all the way back? Do you think the Guardians could come all the way back from a 16-game deficit? It's possible. Not likely, but it's, days like today, you think it could happen. Days like today, you think it could happen. Cleveland Browns open training camp today. 4:25, they took the field up in Berea. Shador, Flacco, Miles, Denzel, ready to go. Stefanski. I'm sure Uncle Jimmy was up there with his button down and khakis, walking around like he, he's the center of attention. So Browns training camp is underway. Season opener against the Bengals coming up about a month. We got NFL football here in Canton coming up at the end of the month. Hall of Fame game at Benson. Lions and Chargers will get together. We're talking about that today. We had our department head meeting, which we have every Wednesday at 10. And we're still planning a few things out, different places that we're all going to be, and doing remote broadcast and shows and, giveaways and stuff like that. And we're talking about the enshrinement this year. And I was like, you know what? This could be one of the quickest enshrinements we've had in a long time, because there's only going to be 4 inductees. There's only 4. And I'm wondering, we're talking about timeline and what's the best way to approach where everybody needs to be and park and set up and do this and that and everything. And I was like, the last couple of years, we've had classes of 7. We've had classes of 8. I remember the one year when Ray Lewis went in. He took like an hour by himself. Shannon Sharp had an incredibly long speech. And we've had some other guys really, really push the envelope. 32, 36, 38-minute speeches, 45 minutes, 52 minutes. And I'm thinking this year with only 4, even if some of the guys kind of go a little bit over, now they're supposed to stick to a time limit. We talk about this almost every year. There is an understanding, there is an unspoken rule that after so many minutes, you wrap the speech up and you're done. Well, a lot of the guys just don't even pay attention to it. They just keep going, keep going, keep going. And if the speeches are good and they're engaging and they're compelling, I don't care if you're up there for 2 hours. But, man, don't put me to sleep. Don't put me to sleep, especially when the enshrinement's during the day, when it is now, and it's usually very hot, it's very steamy, and it can just get a little bit arduous after a while. But if you got a great story to tell and you got energy and you got the crowd going, hey, go for it. Thank as many people as you want. But I'm thinking that the enshrinement's not going to be. I'm thinking 3 hours this year. I don't know what TV has blocked out because they run the show. If they say, hey, we're going to block out 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you better believe that thing's going to take 4 hours. So we'll see. But remember, the enshrinement is 1 o'clock this year at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Tickets still available, profootballhof.com. Tickets still available for the game, too. On Thursday night coming up, not this Thursday, but next week. Holy smokes. A week from tomorrow is going to be the first football game. I can't believe it. But it'll be cool to see the Lions and Chargers. They're not here very often. I should have wrote that down, but the last time the Chargers and Lions played in the Hall of Fame game, been a long time. I want to say the Chargers, I told you the story about the year they were here in 1980. They've had to have been here since, but I don't know that for sure. Lions have not been here hardly at all either the last 30, 40 years. So it'll be cool to see them here. I'm expecting a lot of people from Detroit to come down. A lot of people here to see Antonio Gates go in, the former Kent State Golden Flash. I don't think it's going to be crazy with people. I know Pat McAfee, that'll be a little bit wild, don't you think? There'll be a lot of people here for that. They got the big fan fest going on. That'll be fun. We'll be out there doing our show there, and our good friends from Q92 will be over there as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Autograph shows, fan fest, football game. Of course, you got the parade and all the other usual things that happen every Pro Football Hall of Fame festival. You got all that stuff coming up here. It'll be fun. Hey, I just hope for good weather and everybody has a good time. Stay safe. Enjoy yourself. Welcome to our city. Welcome to our region. Love having you. You'll have a great time. And of course, we always want you to come back. It'll be good. A week from tomorrow, the ball goes on the tee a little bit after 8 o'clock. A week from tomorrow. That's crazy. It's going to feel like 100 degrees tomorrow. And then in 7 days, we're going to be playing football here at the Hall of Fame game. Hey, you know what? Embrace and enjoy the game while it's still being played. If everything goes the way we think it's going to go, and there will be an 18-game NFL season schedule soon, I wonder what will happen with the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Will they still be able to have it and keep it? And will you be able to get two teams that want to play a third preseason game? So I know the starters don't play, and it's, a bunch of 4th and 5th round draft picks, but enjoy it, embrace it for what it is, because you don't know, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So enjoy the football. Here we go. On this day in sports history, 1969, U.S. Vice President Spiro Agnew threw out the first ball at the Major League All-Star Game. On this day in 1985, oh my gosh, remember this name? Oddibe McDowell became the first Texas Ranger player to hit for the cycle. We had Oddibe McDowell with the Indians back. Remember Oddibe? Remember Chris Berman's nickname for him? Oddibe Young Again McDowell? Oh, that was on this day back in 1985. On this day in 2000, Lance Armstrong won his second Tour de France. Cheater. Audio time in the year 2000. Eldrick. Tiger Woods became the youngest player to complete a career Grand Slam when he won the British Open. Tiger was 24 years old.
With a score of 269, the winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer for the year Tiger Woods.
Made it look easy at the age of 24. Tiger Woods back in the year 2000. Doesn't that sound funny? Oh, back in the year 2000. All right, on this day in 2009, this was a special day on the south side of Chicago. Mark Burley of the White Sox pitched the 18th perfect game in Major League history. The White Sox beat Tampa Bay 5-0. Here is how it sounded.
Alexei! Yes! 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 History!
Oh, the fireworks were rolling. The fans were going crazy at Comiskey Park. 2009, Mark Burley throws the perfect game. That was old Hawk Harrelson on the call back then as the White Sox beat the Rays 5-0. And Mark Burley went into the history books with the 18th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. What a day for the big left-hander, Mark Burley. News and weather coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll come back with more on AM 1310 WDPN. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. Today, the man convicted of killing 4 University of Idaho students was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Brian Koberger accepted a plea deal earlier this month where he admitted to the murders. Before sentencing in a Boise courtroom, loved ones of the victims had a chance to give impact statements. Jasmine Kernodle, the sister of victim Xana Kernodle, said her death has left a void in her life.
Xana was everyone's best friend. She was kind, she was funny. She was a gift to each person she was able to make an impact on.
Koberger's plea deal also meant he would not be given the death penalty. The State Department says it's investigating whether Harvard University will remain part of a government program that allows foreign nationals to take part in cultural and education exchange programs. Today's move is the latest in a series of inquiries by the Trump administration that target the Ivy League school. Harvard already has filed a lawsuit challenging $2.6 billion in federal funding cuts. The school also accuses the administration of waging a retaliation campaign after Harvard rejected demands from a federal anti-Semitism task force in April. The State Department isn't saying why it's investigating Harvard's eligibility to take part in the exchange visitor program. Sales of previously occupied U.S. homes slid in June to the slowest pace since last September, down 2.7%. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. ABC's Chuck Sievertson reports.
The slowing sales going on as mortgage rates remained elevated and national median sales prices hit new highs. Sales were flat compared with June last year. Economists were expecting 4 million previously occupied homes sold in June, according to FactSet. It was about 3.9 instead. So far this year, the average rate on a 30-year mortgage has remained relatively close to 7%, according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac.
No one had spotted the world's smallest known snake for nearly 2 decades. Some scientists worried that maybe the Barbados thread snake had become extinct, but Connor Blades lifted a rock in a tiny forest in Barbados and held his breath one sunny morning. The project officer with the Eastern Caribbean Islands Environment Ministry had already spent more than a year searching for the snake. The species can fit comfortably on a coin. The specimen in front of him was too tiny to identify with the naked eye, so he analyzed it several hours later in front of a microscope at the University of the West Indies, and it was a Barbados thread snake. It's 87 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
This afternoon's forecast calling for sunny skies, a high near 88 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, a low 68. For Thursday, sunshine, very warm with a high near 92. Friday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm, a high near 87. Chance of rain, 80%. For Saturday, 70% chance of showers, possibly an afternoon thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, a high of 86. That's your WDPN weather.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suit? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
All right, welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. AM 1310 WDPN, and don't forget you can always watch and listen to us on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page and our X page and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. You can also drop some comments in there, like, share, follow. We appreciate all the interaction here on the show. Don't forget we're with you Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 p.m. right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Just a quick reminder, no show Friday. Won't be here Friday. We'll be back with you Monday at 3. All right, some music stuff going on this day in history. 1977, Foreigner released Cold as Ice, one of their great hits. Also in 1997, out in Oakland, Judas Priest opened up for Led Zeppelin for the first time. Let's see here. 1990, production began on the film Falling from Grace. This film marked John Mellencamp's acting and directing debut. I did not even know that. That was 35 years ago. Remember when the 90s seemed like it was yesterday? Oh, it's been 35 years now, by the way. 98, it was announced that Iron Maiden would have to cancel the month of its U.S. tour. The doctor of Blaze Bayley advised him not to sing for an entire month. Well, hey, if you can't sing, there's not going to be a concert there, right? Some stuff going on in TV history. I'm going to take you all the way back here to 1950. Some of you may remember. The Gene Autry Show premiered on CBS. 2007, I do remember this. Drew Carey announced that he was the replacement for Bob Barker on The Price is Right. The announcement was made in an interview on The Late Show with David Letterman. Drew's still doing Price is Right, I think. I'm not home during the day. I don't know. I have no idea what's on daytime TV. None. They usually leave the house about 9:20. I have no idea. Not like when I was in school, man. I can tell you everything was on. Especially when I get home. If I wasn't in sports season at that time, I'd come home, watch a little General Hospital. Oh, yeah. I got sucked into that. Luke and Laura. Robert and Mikos Cassadine. Oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. What is the matter with me? Come on, I know you watched General Hospital. I know a lot of the guys out there, if you're in your 50s, you watched it. I know you did. I didn't miss it. I bet I watched that every day for let's see. I think I turned on to that when I was about, I don't know, 14 maybe 13, maybe younger than that. Watched it. I don't know when I quit watching it, but 3 o'clock, ABC, baby. I was there. Keller just sent me a little message. Remember we were talking last hour about ESPN possibly buying NFL Network and the Red Zone? Ooh, wow. Ooh, listen to this. I gotta put the old specs on for this. Somehow my phone, it got to a black background now, and it's hard to read some of the stuff. But here we go. This is from Keller. He just sent it over. Now, according to two sources briefed on negotiations, ESPN and the NFL are inside the 5-yard line on another groundbreaking deal for ESPN to acquire NFL Media, the arm of the league that focuses on content and runs the NFL Network. Okay, now here's where it gets juicy, so listen up. The deal, though different from the way the league and the All Sports Network deepened their ties in 1987, comes as ESPN makes its programming available in a direct-to-consumer product this fall. ESPN is hyping this upcoming iteration as the next era at a price of $29.99 per month. While the contract between ESPN and the NFL is not signed, the two sides have been closing in on talks that first began 4 years ago, heated up a little more than a year and a half ago, and now are the closest they've ever been. With the league even informing its owners they may be needed for a vote as early as next month. This was first reported by Sports Business Journal. All right, hold on here a minute. I'm going to read this second paragraph again. The deal comes as ESPN makes its programming available in a direct-to-consumer product this fall. ESPN is hyping this as the next era at a price of $29.99 per month. All right, what does that mean? Keller, what does that mean? Text me. Something. What does that mean when they put a $30 a month price tag and it's coming from ESPN? Please don't tell me that we're going to have to pay $29.95 a month to get certain programming now off of this proposed sale of ESPN and the NFL Network and Red Zone. Boy. We will be staying tuned for that. Who the heck knows what that's going to mean? Who knows what that's going to end up being? Well, we've known this was going to be coming for years. This a la carte programming. You know, pretty soon you're going to pay for every single thing you want. And you'll be able to pay for that. And you won't have to pay for the stuff that you don't want. But they're going to get you. They're going to get you. You just want sports channels? This is what you're going to pay. You want your local channels and sports channels and a couple of movie channels? This is what you're going to pay. You want this service, you want that service, you want this conference, you want that network? This is what you're going to pay. That's where it's all going. I remember with our conversation also last with Ben Axelrod, we were talking about media rights and stuff like that. And I said, do you think that we will once not know what it used to be like on a Sunday afternoon to watch NFL football on basically free TV? You know, we've always had the games on CBS, on Fox, on NBC, ABC. I mean, is that going to go away? At some point, it has to go away. The money is too big. The NFL knows. The NFL has its consumers licking milk out of their bowl. The NFL fan, the NFL hardcore fan, will pay anything that they are asked to consume their product. And the NFL knows that. They've known it for decades. Now they're finally going to cash in. I mean, don't you just have the feeling that someday on Sunday you're going to turn the TV on and you're going to go to click on your 1 o'clock game or your 4:25 game, and there's going to be a blank screen. And it's going to say, you must subscribe to this channel for content. Call blah, 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 blah for details or so-and-so-online.com. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I hope it's not soon, but it's certainly going to happen. I just wonder when the turn is going to happen. When's the crossover going to happen to no more technically free NFL games on TV? Look, they already got you paying for Prime. They got you paying for Netflix. Get you paying for NFL Network. You're already paying that. You're already paying that if you want to watch the Thursday night package. You're paying if you want to watch certain games on holidays. That's not free. You may think it's free because you just turn your TV on and you put it. No, you've paid for that. I'm talking about, Sundays at 1 o'clock. Where's my Fox? Where's my CBS? Where's my Sunday night NBC? Where's it at? One of these days, we're going to turn the TV on. We're going to click on the remote, and it's going to say, you need to subscribe to this channel. Here's how you can make your payment to watch your game. It's coming. It's coming. Let's go to the phones. AM 1310 WDPN. You're on with the Sam Bourquin Show. Good afternoon. Who's this?
Hey, Sam. This is Jim in Akron.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, I think you're spot on with that because they've kind of talked about that. I think kind of hinted around stuff with a lot of sports, not just football, but a lot of them. Period. But like you say, football, especially NFL football, is the big dog in the room anyway. So it's like I think it's just a matter of when the TV contracts are up, and when they can work that all out to, like you say, if you want to watch, whether it's the Browns game or, they always, what's the thing on that, the YouTube bought a couple of years ago. I think it says it's Sunday Ticket or something.
Oh, the NFL Sunday Ticket. Yeah.
Where you can watch, out of market games. Like if you don't want to watch, want to see a certain other game that's not on in the area, because they're all on somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're there. You have to find them, and B, sooner or later you will have to pay for them.
Oh, I think you're spot on. It's like you say, it's just a matter of when they get that deal done, and then as whenever the next time that that they go to redo the for that, that's exactly what they're going to do. It won't just be like the NFL Sunday Ticket. If you want to see, Detroit, New Orleans, or something like that, it's going to be, it's just going to be, because you think about it, it's already done with like movies and pay-per-view stuff and different things now, like some of the UFC stuff and some of the different things they do now. And, I think you're spot on. And with the Hall of Fame game too, like you say, with the way that they've worked that stuff through as far as like the starters and stuff, that they barely put. And I mean, I get it. When the money those guys are making, you don't want them getting out there and tearing a knee up or, something like that. I get that. But the only thing is kind of, if you ever notice, to me, it's like on the flip side of that, on some level, don't you have to do a little bit of get caught up to speed as far as, game speed and get used to the flow of a game? Because how many times about the first 3 or 4 games of the season, about the last how many seasons, even the good teams kind of look like crap early on because, like you say, basically the guys that are playing in the preseason games, like you said with Detroit and then the Chargers, all that'll be is like Larry Curly and Mo playing just to try to get a roster spot, on down the line.
Well, because they don't really, they don't work them hard enough. Like no disrespect to Kevin Stefanski, but like his last couple of training camps are like, no wonder guys are hurt and they're starting off slow and sluggish and they're not ready because they're not getting after it during camp like they used to. So now it takes them almost a month to get ready for game speed, get their conditioning up. That stuff should all be in the rearview mirror by the time you tee it up for the first game of the year.
Well, exactly, because I know growing up, not and even not that many years ago, like I say, and then they started working in, well, you can't do this or you can't do that, or like with training camps.
Only so many padded practices a week and no helmets on Fridays, and that's one thing that the collective bargaining agreement the players have really made out on. Now, some of the other stuff, no, they got in the short end of the stick, and I'll admit that readily. But as far as the practice and the mandatory hours of camp and this and that, they got a pretty good deal there.
Oh no, and that's like I said that you even have, like I say, even the competitive, the better teams that generally make the playoffs. Excuse me, like you say, because your timing's not there. Like you say, yes, I get it. They condition. I'm sure they do stuff year round. I mean, they're staying in shape, but to get ready, to get tackled and hit, and then, like you say, the timing of everything down. It's not there. But like you say, about the first month of the season, it's like watching, Slappy and the Jets, till. For the money those guys make and the money it costs to buy tickets to go watch those guys play, I'm not paying for that product like that.
No, and I'll tell you this, Jim, if you notice the really, really good teams like Kansas City, Philadelphia, Buffalo, hey, they're practicing hard. They're playing their starters in the preseason. And they're ready to go.
At least a little bit.
Yeah, and we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, guys that probably shouldn't be out there. Hey, their coaches say, "Hey, we're playing football, fellas. You're going to go out, you're going to practice, and we're going to play. We're not going to worry about stuff. We're going to go out, and we're going to play."
Because the thing is, now let me ask you this. Then, see, the thing is, then when they have lightened up so much on that stuff, wouldn't that down the line conceivably cause injuries because you're not really ready?
Exactly. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Well, the proof is in the pudding, because you see who finishes where at the end of the year, and you go back and you look at their training camp and when the starters played, how many practices they took off, and you're like, oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Well, and that's what scares me with the Browns is, it's like, and everybody's talking about how the first 5 or 6 or 7 games of the season start out for them. I mean, they have a hard enough time when they're playing the teams that aren't very good. Let alone, they play all the divisional teams, and they got a tough start to the season.
Oh, hey, they could go 0-7 real quick.
Oh, without batting an eye. Yeah,
and I'm not even putting them down. Jim, Jim, you've seen the schedule.
No, that's just
you see what we're working with. They could be 0-7. It could be
without batting an eye. There, and you talk about wanting to throw the 2 guys they drafted out there, maybe 6, 7, 8, halfway through the season. Well, if they're out there dropping the first 5 or 6 or 7 games, those guys are like, no, you go ahead.
Oh yeah.
You're not going to go out there and get your brains crushed all the time.
No. It's going to be interesting to see. I know I've heard this the last several years, but they're saying it again that Kevin Stefanski is going to toughen up training camp, and he's going to get them prepared, and they're going to take it a little bit more seriously. We'll see. We've heard that before, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how that dog hunts.
All right, Jimmy.
Exactly.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, thanks, man.
There you go. Jimmy checking in from Akron here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. You can always give us a ring, 330-821-1310, or you can text the show at 330-924-7088. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Having some fun with this today. Name something that you will never pay full price for. What is something you'll never pay full price for? Let us know. Drop some comments on all of our social media platforms, and we will pass those along. Just like Mark says, I will never pay full price for clothes again. That seems to be a big one today. Ron, I'll never pay full price for a pizza. Too many deals out there, people. Do your homework. You'll thank me later. All right. Thank you, Ron. We appreciate it. We got 7 minutes left in the program. We'll take our final break. We'll come back and start to put a bow on things here on this Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, always on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
My name is Kaden Sluka, and I'm contestant number 18 in this year's Carnation Queen pageant. I am proud to be sponsored by Burger Hut. The Carnation Festival Fire Truck Pump and Muster takes place on Sunday, August 3rd from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Glamorine Castle grounds. Area Fire Department will have engines, trucks, and other equipment on display. Please join us for an afternoon of fun and entertainment as we celebrate Alliance.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. About 3 minutes or so, 3.5 minutes before we bid you adieu on this Wednesday afternoon. If you want to sneak a quick call in, love to hear from you. 330-821-1310. Browns dropped their new brown helmet today. New alternate helmet. On Facebook, Robert says, George, just changing helmets doesn't make us winners. Vladu says, same, and then the poop emoji. Craig R. says, this helmet might be the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Bobby says, is it going to help us win? Brian P., awful. Don't mess with the uniform, especially the helmets. Sickening. Tim says, I like the brown jerseys, but these helmets stink. Brian says, better than the whiteout uniforms with the white helmets. Yeah, I could make a case there. Scotty says, looks good to me. Would have also liked the uniform numbers on the helmet. Have you seen the new Browns helmets, the new alternate uniform helmets? Go to 1310 WDPN on Facebook, the Facebook page, and check those out. And let us know what you think. I don't like them. I'm a Cleveland Browns orange helmet guy through and through with the white and brown stripe down the middle. I I didn't like the white helmets they came out with a couple of years ago, and I don't like these. Just don't. You might like them, and that's okay, but I just don't care for them. A couple of quick NFL notes. So Washington Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin not in camp today. Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson said, I'm not coming in. I'm going to Florida. Get my contract done. Shamar Stewart not in camp yet. For the Cowboys, Micah Parsons. He's in camp, but he doesn't have his extension yet. So that's got a lot of stuff going on there too. Also, hey, congratulations to the son of Matt Holliday and the brother of Jackson Holliday. Jackson plays for the Orioles now. Remember Matt Holliday played for the Blue Jays and the Cardinals back in the day? Well, there's another one, Ethan Holliday. He just got his big bonus with the Colorado Rockies. He's coming right out of high school, by the way. Got a $9 million signing bonus. The largest ever for a high school draft pick. Wow. Only Paul Skeens at $9.2 million. Chase Burns at $9.2.5. Charlie Condon, $9.2.5. Got more for a bonus. But they're saying this kid is legit. Rockies, hey, look, they got this Holiday kid. They've got Aiden Longwell coming up through the farm system. They got some players. Now, they're bad now. They're struggling now. But I think in about 2, 3, 4 years, maybe they might have a little something out there in Colorado. All right, you hear Phil in the background. Time to say goodbye. Thanks to my producer extraordinaire today, Ryan Rainsberg. Great job as always. Thanks to all the callers, texters, emailers, and commenters today, and we'll all do it all over again tomorrow at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Stay dry, everybody. Stay cool. And don't forget, go Bucks, go Cavs. Go Browns, go Guards. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.